Recently, I've been interested in playing Resident Evil Outbreak online again. However, I don't like using the newest version of PCSX2 since it feels unoptimized for Outbreak. So in this video, I'll be helping you set up Outbreak in PCSX2 2.4 version, which is the newest, and 1.6, which is an old one I used to play in. You need the follow-on to even be able to start this guide. The Japanese copies of Resident Evil Outbreak File 1 and File 2. I can help you with this one. PCSX2 2.4 or PCSX2 1.6. Read BIOS from your PlayStation 2. English patches for both games. OBSRV account, which is the server we'll be logging into to play Outbreak. PS2 memory card with network setup. And PCSX 1.6 requires 2 plugins that I will be providing you in the description below. Let's start with PCSX2 2.4. For those who want to use the newest and easiest way to play. Remember that you will need WinRAR or 7-zip to extract these emulators. So you already know that, probably. Open PCSX2 and add a game directory. Choose where your PS2 games are. You may change their names by right-clicking them and going to Properties. Then renaming their title to whatever you want. Click Settings, check the BIOS, and browse for the folder where you put them. I am using the USA BIOS myself. If for some reason the game runs slow, or you notice that you can improve the game's quality at the cost of its performance, then go to Graphics and tinker with the settings. For example, in Display, I changed the aspect ratio from Auto Standard to Fit to Window, and in Rendering, I changed internal resolution from Native to 3x. Head to Memory Cards and browse for the folder that you put the memory card I provided you with. Hit refresh and then you'll see it here. Right click, then click Use for slot 1. Go to Network and HTTP. If Ethernet is not enabled, then click it. Same for the Intercept DHCP. Change DNS1 address from auto to manual. Then type this address, which will be in the description down below. Close it, go back to settings, but this time we'll go to controllers. As we head to controller port 1. If you have a controller connected, just click automatic mapping and choose your controller. It should just work. If not, then configure it manually, then close it. To set up a keyboard for typing faster, head to USB port 1. Then click where it says not connected and change it to HID keyboard. And for safety, head to hotkeys and remove the following bindings by right clicking on them. Open pause menu, toggle pause, turbo fast forward, and turbo fast forward hold. As these contain keyboard escape, keyboard space, keyboard tab, and keyboard period, which are going to cause more harm than aid when typing. Close the emulator so everything we set up is saved. Feel free to skip this part of the video if you don't care about translating your game and making it load faster. Head over to the link in the description for translations. Select the language you like to use. For example, I'll use English made by Silent Hell. In the GitHub page, we'll go to Assets down below. Then we'll click on patches.zip. We'll extract it with WinRAR or 7-zip. Open the folder and head to Delta Patcher. Then open deltapatcher.exe. In the original file, we'll click Open and choose our game we are trying to translate. In xdeltapatch, we head to Open and we'll be choosing File X Translation Patch, X being the number of the game we are trying to patch. We chose File 2 in the original file, so we are choosing File 2 on the translation patch. Click Apply Patch, and there we go. We should have our file patched to our language we chose. Faster loading. We click in Newer File and we'll receive Biohazard Outbreak Quick Loading. Extract it with WinRAR or 7-zip to receive the folder Biohazard Outbreak Quick Loading. Open the folder depending on which game you are going to modify. Select the English folder. You will see a file named SLPM and some numbers. Keep this folder open. Go to your ISOs folder, right-click your game and press Mount. Create a folder in your ISOs folder and name it File X, X being the number of the game. Drag the contents from the mounted ISO we have in our computer and drop them into the folder we just made. It's going to look like this. Go to your Windows, this PC, right-click the ISO we're mounting and eject it. We go back to our SLPM file as we drag it and drop it onto the folder we dropped the contents from the ISO. It is going to ask us to overwrite. We say yes. Rename the SLPM file to add .elf at the end. For example, SLPM 65692.elf. Open PCSX2, Settings, Emulation, then click on Enable Host File System. If you created the folder with file 1 or files choose ISO's contents, then just click Settings and scan for new games as there should be a new file showing up. If it doesn't show up, then head to Settings, Game List, then add the search directory folder where your ISOs are, while also accepting it to scan recursively by pressing yes, then close it. You should see a file named SLPM and some numbers. Right-click and select Properties. Change the name to the corresponding Outbreak you're installing. In the disk path, click Browse and select the ISO of the game. Alright, now we'll be setting up the network stuff together. Launch the game so you can set up everything. I'm using file 2, but the setup should be the same. Go to Network Play by pressing circle.
Outbreak. File 2.
Press circle again, then choose the top option. Once it's done, you press circle. Press the first option here. Go up and press circle again. Now in this screen we won't be able to see anything, so what we do is press F9 in our keyboard, and then we press circle. If for some reason the text doesn't generate, or is in Japanese, then listen to my buttons and inputs as they will be the key for you to not get lost. Choose the first option. Up, circle, add a setting, which is the top option. We click yes, which is left circle, and yes, which is again left circle. And we click OK, which is circle. Add setting, again the top option. As we press right. In the hardware settings, we press circle then right. In the PPPoE, we go to the second option and then we press circle then right. First option, then right. First option, then right. Right. Now we press circle. We press OK, which is circle. It will ask us to do a connection test. We choose left option, which is yes, and circle. We press circle and wait for the test to finish. Once the connection is successful, we press circle. Press X, choose the left option, which is quit, and press circle. Back to the title screen, we'll go to Network Play,
Outbreak. File 2.
and we'll head to the top option once again. In this menu, we'll see a new option, Setting 1. Head over to it and press triangle to see what it says. It should be like this for it to work. This means it auto-detects the IP we used back in network and HTTP. We press circle and circle again to test the connection. If your firewall shows up like mine, then make sure to allow the program to connect with the server. If everything loads up, we'll be able to log in manually on the left or automatically on the right if you logged into OBSRV in the site provided. Now let's set up PCSX 1.6. For those who notice the lag that the latest version has every now and then. To find the previous stable releases of PCSX2, head over to PCSX2 website, click previous versions, then show previous versions. In version 1.6, click download release, and then get the portable one. Extract it with WinRAR or 7-zip and get ready to configure it. Open PCSX2, click next until you get to the BIOS configuration. Either put the BIOS in the folder that is marked by default or click use default and browse where your BIOS are located. I personally use the USA BIOS. Click config, then go to emulation settings. Click GS window and change the aspect ratio from standard to fit to window screen. Then click OK. Go back to config, then memory cards. Either put the memory card that I provide in the folder that is marked by default or click browse and find where your memory card is. The memory card will show up in unused cards marked as white. Right click and press insert card and then choose port 1. Then click OK and press OK. Back to config, then video GS, then plugin settings. Over here you will change mostly the internal resolution based on what your PC specs are. In native, it will look choppy. I personally like 3x 1080p. Changing the renderer to direct 3D 11 hardware and also ticking the large frame buffer makes the game look quite nice, so make sure to try it out if your computer can handle it. Reminder to download the Dev9 and CLR USB plugins in the description. You'll end up with the files called CLR Dev9 and CLR USB. Extract the files with WinRAR or 7-zip. You end up with the files called CLR Dev9 and CLR USB. Place them in the plugin folder of PSX 1.6. Go to config, then head to plugins BIOS selector and change Dev9 plugin from Dev9 null to CLR Dev9. Then apply. Click configure on Dev9. Then enable Ethernet should be on. Go to the options. Deactivate the auto next to DNS1 IP and paste the IP of the description. Then click apply, then apply again. Back here, you'll change the USB from USB null driver to CLR USB keyboard. Then apply. Click configure on USB. Then change the device in port 1 to keyboard. Then press OK and OK. Go to config, controllers pad and plugin settings. Head to pad 1 and configure each button one by one. This might get difficult since my PS4 controller wasn't recognized. I had to use DS4 Windows to make it accessible for this program. Click OK once you're done with your configuration. Close the emulator so everything we set up is saved. Feel free to skip this point in the video if you don't care about translating your game and making it load faster. Well, the translation was explained at this point of the video, so make sure to head back to know how to translate the game to your language. Now this is the faster loading setup for 1.6. Check below in the description for the link to faster loading. Download the HE loader by clicking the hyperlink in the website. Clicking the OpenPS2 loader's hyperlink will take you to the GitHub of OpenPS2 loader. Then click on OpenPS2LD.elf. Extract HTL with WinRAR or 7-zip. Throw both of these ELF files to your ISOs folder where your games are. Head back to PCSX2 and click on CDVD, then ISO selector. Then you'll browse for any of the two games, it doesn't matter which. After clicking the game, go into System Boot ISO Fast. Once it loads successfully, press Escape on your keyboard. Go to Config, then Plugins BIOS selector. In Dev9, go to Configure, then click on Enable HDD. Click Options and change the size from 8 to 20 GB. you have to browse where you're going to install this file. Treat this like a hard drive where you install your games. I suggest placing it in the ISOs folder where your games are. Apply, and a var will appear as the file will be generated. Close the emulator and open it again so it saves. System, run ELF file, and locate the hdl.elf file. Once it loads, it will say that your drive you just made, the 20GB file, needs formatting. So go ahead and press X to continue. Press install on the HD loader. And check on the PSX2 emulator on CDVD, then ISO selector. Choose whichever game you are adding into the drive. I chose file 2 and I click continue in the HD loader. Name it something that you can recognize it. I named it Outbreak file 2. Click end and a progress bar will appear in the HD loader. Just wait until it fully completes itself. No, don't press F4 to make it faster. It will ruin your game. Once it is done, click OK and you will see the game on the game list. Do the same for the other game. Once you're done, press escape on the keyboard to close it. Head to system, then run ELF and open up opn ps2ld.elf. Go to settings and change the HDD APA start mode from off to auto. And switch the default menu from apps to HDD games. Go back and press save changes. Press escape on your keyboard and load the same ELF file again. Launch the game you want with X to test if it works. You will start this way every time you want to play the game, as it will load faster in each transition you go through. I don't really like the look of the widescreen mod, so that's why I didn't cover it here. However, I'll leave the link on how to install it in the description. That will be the whole guide on how to set up Resident Evil Outbreak File 1 and File 2. Hopefully I get to see more community members in this beautiful game. I only play wild things in File 2, so if you ever host it, I might just join it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, then make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment below. This has been Aidan Raccoon, and stay positive guys. Bye bye.